Hi, this is Figure 3, question 1a. And the first question for the orthographic projection, right? And for this particular question, from tutorial 3, it's a third angle projection drawing, right? And the front view is from A, and the end view is from B, the plan view is from the top. Okay, so when you look at such a problem and when they give you plan A and B, what you should do first is you should always draw these three boxes, okay, so that when you do your drawing, you will not accidentally place the views in the wrong position, right? So it is important that you first always identify where your front view is. And for third angle projection, the plan view is always at the top. Then your B, which is your end view, if you are looking from the right, your end view should be on the right. If the B is pointing from the left, then your end view will be on the left, and the line over here will be on this other side. Right? So with this drawn out, you would roughly know the positions of the view. The second thing that most students make a mistake is when you are drawing your plan view, you may accidentally look at it from a 90-degree offset perspective. That means you're looking at it from either anti-clockwise or clockwise 90 degrees off. So the way to understand how you go about drawing and orientating your plan view is to imagine that you are a person here standing, staring at the front view, okay, and that's what your front view looks like. And for your plan view, you sort of need to imagine that you, as a person, you are flying up over the top and looking down from the top. Whatever that you see, you draw it out, okay? So that's how you get the correct orientation for your plan view. Okay, let's start. Now for this question, the first thing I'll do is I'll draw the front view as it offers me the most amount of information. I'll just draw the center lines first, as I always do. Let me zoom in, and then now I will do the outline. Okay, the first thing that exists, of course, is that you see is the let's say the R35 that is there. Okay, so R35, enter. And the second thing that I see is the hexagon, which is actually a polygon like what we've done before. And a polygon and a hexagon has 6 sides, right? And I specify the center. And because the dimension offered to me is 70 across corners, I know it is inscribed in a circle, right? The next thing I will specify, of course, is the radius of the hexagon. So I'll put it here. The radius of the hexagon is 35. Now at this point in time, what I'll do is I'll do my trimming. So I'll delete away all the unnecessary geometries. Okay. Alright. Now the next geometry that you will probably notice is the hole that is going right through the component, and that hole has a radius of 12.5. So I just enter 12.5. Okay. Now, if you look at the front view, you realize that there is a step over here, so hence there is an outline. And you can draw it here, outline, and it ends at this point. Then there is another outline from here to here, right? Now I could draw the step from here by drawing another line at the top that intersects and then offset by 5 millimeters, but I'm going to hold off on that because I want to show you how to make use of projections. Okay. Next is we will shorten our center lines, right, to this, like how it's shown in the drawing. Bring it in, and this one here, I'll bring it in. Okay. Okay. Now this is your front view. It's more or less completed. It's not got some features. Feel comfortable with leaving your drawing for one view half drawn. That means it's not completed and you will come back to it to revisit it. Okay, so feel comfortable with that. Don't force yourself to try and complete all the details in one view and then you move on to the next, because there may be some dimensions that will be missing and you can only get those features or out when you do the other views, right? So now at this point, when you've completed more or less 80 to 90% of your front view, this is where you start, or for me, I prefer to do this technique where I draw construction lines to do my view placements. Okay, so what I do is that I click on construction line layer and then I click on this infinite line. Okay, now before you start clicking, type H for horizontal and V for vertical. So I want to draw horizontal lines, and what I want to do is I want to draw horizontal lines at the extreme points of the front view. Okay, so I press escape, then I draw vertical lines now, vertical lines, and I draw extreme points of the front view. Okay, because these construction lines will help me guide will help guide me in drawing my end view and my plan view. Now, from this box over here, if you can visualize, this box over here is your front view. You will want to leave some space before you start drawing your next view, and that comfortable space would be about 20 to 30 millimeters. So I'll just put 20 over here. That's my habit, and then I will draw it over here, and then I'll offset over here as well. So what happens is that my end view will be on this side and my plan view will be on the top. And this is what I was telling about. If you do not draw your squares on your tutorial worksheet on your paper, you may accidentally forget and do your drawing of your end view on the left hand side instead, and then that would be a rather grievous mistake, right, that we want to avoid. The next thing I want to draw, right, is the 45-degree line that helps in the projection, right? You can enter the number, any number, let's say 190, tab, and it's a 45-degree line. Okay, now once that's done, the next thing you want to ask yourself going over to this side is, when the construction line is not completed yet, because the next thing you want to ask yourself is what is the width of the end view. So looking at the end view, right, from the drawing, you will see that the width, looking from B, the width is actually 25 plus 30, and that will give you 55, right? So what I'll do is that I will click an offset and I'll offset a distance of 55. Alright, 55, and that would be my end view. Now what happens is that you can actually do another construction line, and you can type H for horizontal, and what you do is you snap at this, because you see your line goes all the way up and then it hits a 45-degree line, and you snap across. So ladies and gentlemen, your end view would be in this box and your plan view would be in this box. For a start, it may look very confusing, but when you start drawing, you get used to it. Okay, now at any point of time you feel that you want to close off the construction line layer to see your views better, you can always click on the down arrow here and you can turn off the light bulb. So when this gets turned off, turn the current layer off. Right, when this gets turned off, your construction line will disappear, and then when you turn it on again, it gets turned on. Okay, so that's one aspect of it. Now let's start drawing the end view, and for the end view, going back to my outline, I know it starts from here and it goes all the way to the end, and then it goes up by a certain distance, right? And since I'm not sure of what that distance is, or I can actually calculate it out if I use math, but in CAD we've got no time for that, right? So what we do is you move your mouse over to this edge and you project it across. So you can see that AutoCAD helps guide you with the dotted lines, right? So you can draw this over and then you can bring this down, and that is the bottom segment that I just drew. Okay, this I just drew this bottom segment over here. The next segment I'm going to draw is the top part with the step and then back down, right? So I've done this, and the next step that I'll do is I will go up. I'll go up to the top, okay, and I go in by a distance of, because I know that the width is 30 millimeters. Right, let's go back to the drawing so you can see. I know that the width is 30 millimeters and it's cut in by 15, so this width is also 15 millimeters. Now, although from this angle it looks like this is smaller than 15, right? But it is an illusion, okay, due to the curve. It is actually the same thickness. So this is 15 millimeters, so I'm going back to here and I will enter in 15, okay? And then it goes down by 5 millimeters, right? It goes down by 5 millimeters, then it goes out by 15 millimeters again before it goes all the way down, right? Now that you have completed this view, this end view, what you can do is you can actually project across, like how I'm doing over here. And then can you see the green cross over there? And that shows the intersection point. And then I draw a line across. And that is the step that I was telling you about, that you should feel comfortable with not drawing that first and then come back to it later. Now once you're done with this, you can actually draw your hidden lines. Okay, there are hidden lines, right? Because of the hole, there's a hidden line here, and there is a hidden line at the top, right? Now there are some students who don't feel comfortable with using these dotted lines, and what they would like to do is actually they do this. Okay, they have a construction line and they just type XL for construction line and you click enter, and then you type horizontal, and what they do is they snap to this. Okay, so then they know for sure that they're not going to mess around with the snap object line. And oops, sorry, I should have gone to the outline. Right, so what they do is they do this, right? Sorry, it's not outline, my bad. It's a hidden line. It's a hidden line. So they'll do this. They'll draw construction lines and then they'll draw their lines over, and that helps them securely and confidently know that they are getting the correct projection. Okay. Now, if you were to adopt this method, I'm not against it. It's just that if you do not delete your construction lines, it could get very messy after a while because you'll be projecting a lot of lines. So what I would suggest you do is that after drawing your line, please just delete away that construction line. Okay. So this view is more or less done, the end view. The next view to draw is your plan view. Okay. And for the plan view, if you are looking at the diagram, uh, it's actually a full rectangle. Okay, we're going to draw a full rectangle, and then we'll draw a step here, and then we'll draw the outlines of the circle. So how do we go about doing it? Let's go back to AutoCAD, and because it's a rectangle, I could confidently just Alright, let's just draw. You could draw a rectangle straight up front, but I could just trace over. And I know that this is 25. Okay, I know that it is 25. And then I can enter. But if you don't want to enter it, you want to draw straight up. Okay, you could draw, or you could just draw a rectangle. Right? And you know that this cuts across at 25 mm. Some people, what they do is they do it this way. They draw construction lines, right? And they project up across, and they project up across here, and then then what they do is they go back to outline and they draw the full outline starting from here all the way to here. Okay, right? For me, what I do, how I do it is that it's all your own personal style over here, right? What I do is, as I'm drawing the rectangle, because the dimension is given to me and I already know that it is 25, so what I do is that I'll just enter 25 over here and then I'll just draw across, right? And then I'll just cover up this line again, okay? And then I draw across, right? So then what happens is that the next thing that I will draw is my slot. Okay, there is a cutout here, so you can, so what, sometimes I do this as well. I project out across, I know I hit a 45-degree line, I click on this, and then I go all the way across, right? And then what I do is I project up, and what I'm trying to draw is the step over here, okay? And project up, okay? Then what I do is I trim, right? I don't need this line, I don't need this line, and this line here I delete it away. So from the top view, this is what it looks like temporarily, because what else is there? It is actually your uh, the outline for the circle that is there, it's going in, and there is another outline over here for the circle. Okay, now as you become more proficient, you'll realize, and some students ask, hey Mr. Roy, this is a symmetrical part, can I just draw half of it and then mirror across? Yes, you can, definitely, right? I won't be stopping you if you want to do that. So that's one, that's your center line that runs right across it, because it's the center line represents symmetry. Okay, now once this part is drawn, some of you are asking, hey, how do we handle the hidden lines then? Yeah, the hidden lines are here because the hole now uh, is behind this block, right? So there is a hole, and this hidden line represents features that you cannot see them. It's like you have Superman and you have X-ray vision, and this is the hole that you are able to see. Okay, now then you ask yourself, is this completed? And if you think about it carefully, no, not really, right? No, not really, because at the bottom of the hexagon there is a line, there is a physical outline. At the bottom of the hexagon there is a physical outline that's here, and when you look from the top, this line cannot be seen, so therefore this line here and the line behind here should be a hidden line that we need to draw. Okay, now some of you are wondering, oh, where's my outline that I drew earlier on? My construction line hid it, right? And if you were to turn off your construction line, you will see that sorry, I need to go turn current layer off. When you turn off your construction line, you see that my outline is there, right? So don't worry about it. If you drew it, it's there, right? So don't worry about it. But if you really feel rather insecure, what you can do is you can right click on this, and sorry, you need to select this line, then right click on it, and your draw order, you send it to back. Right, once you send it to back, the outline would pop to the front, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, now back to the hidden line. How are we going to draw this? Again, some people will draw a construction line from here all the way up, but for me, what I'll do is I'll make use of, all you need to do is move your mouse to this location first, and move your mouse slightly up, right? Slightly up, and then you will have your green dotted line. Okay, the green dotted line will help guide you in drawing that vertical line. So what you do is, even when you move away and you come back to it, it will reappear. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it, right? Oh, I didn't or I didn't finish the, let me do that again, and I realized I'm in the wrong layer. I should be in the hidden layer, right? And go back there again. Whenever you click on the line icon, you always need to go back to get back your snap, right? Now, some students, some lecturers, they don't feel very confident with this what you call that, this guide that is provided by AutoCAD, but after a while you get used to it. Now you can do the same thing for this side, but if you are not in the game for doing all this, you can always make use of the mirror command, and you make use of the center line as the mirror image. Okay, now when this is done, you can consider that this is completed. Okay, and what you do is you can go to your construction line, and you can even turn it off. Okay, turn the current layer off, and then that's it. You are done for this question. Now if you have multiple drawings that you want to do on one drawing and you want to save them as one drawing, what you can do is you can always copy everything, right? There is the copy command over here. You click copy and you select this as your base point, and then you click over here, and then you have a new template over here. You have a new drawing border. Of course, you can delete away this drawing so that you can do your second drawing here. Okay, so at the end of the day, once all this is done, you click save. Please save your file intermittently, because sometimes AutoCAD crashes and you lose all your work. So I would say every 5-10 minutes, make it a habit to click the save button. I would encourage you to do that often. Okay, with that, thank you very much. I hope to see you again.